All right, Laura Ingraham pressed Trump hard on his controversial plan to bring in hundreds of thousands of Chinese immigrants to America.
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people
no, you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have. You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing. It's very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
This idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them, and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money?
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have, China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Are they fans
You would have the
of the United States?
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically black colleges and universities would all be out of business. You would have a system of colleges and universities.
So we're dependent on China to keep our university system going?
But I think it's good to have, I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get along with the world.
They're not the French. They're the Chinese. They spy on us. They steal our intellectual property.
What, do you think the French are better?
Yeah.
I mean, really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had a lot of problems with the French, where we get taxed very unfairly on our technology, with, they put 25% taxes on American products. Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because that's the way I am, but we take in trillions of dollars from students. The students pay more than double when they come in from most foreign countries. I want to see our school system thrive, but at the same time, I know you and I disagree. We're never going to agree on it, but that's okay. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business. We have millions and millions of people. Also, I want to get along with countries if possible. People are shocked. Remember, Hillary Clinton said, we'll be in a war. I stopped 8 wars in the last 9 months. I don't want to be in wars. If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent. But you know what? I don't want to be in wars. But one thing, you don't want to cut half of the people, half of the students from all over the world that are coming into our country, destroy our entire university and college system. I don't want to do that.
There is so much stuff going on here. Let me just, number one, this interview is making the rounds between Laura Ingraham and President Trump, because there's a lot of people on the base. There's a lot of people that are having conversations that are very unhappy with the amount of even legal immigration that we still have coming into the country. And they know that there is an enormous amount of abuse in the H-1B visa situation. We know it when we look at it. It's been all over the internet. This has been going on. And this is a conversation that had been happening since before Trump got elected again, right? So that is why people are upset. And that back and forth between Laura Ingraham and President Trump, she's definitely got her ear to the ground with what the base is saying. And sometimes, maybe in Trump world, they don't. All right. Sometimes maybe there's a lot of donors around, there's a lot of billionaires around, etc. And sometimes they don't get a sense of what the base is saying, because what the base is saying is that we don't want any more of these people in this country. And so when Trump says, well, the university system or the college system could go bankrupt, people like Laura Ingraham and like me, we're looking at that and like, okay, I don't care, because fundamentally, what has the college and university system done for this country besides indoctrinate entire generations of students into becoming raging liberals and send them out to do liberalism in the world? And that is what we have been dealing with hardcore for the past, literally 15, 20 plus years in American life. So when he's talking about making moves to bring other Chinese nationals here, particularly the immigrants that are, coming into our college and university system, I look at that and I say, well, that's not what I want. I'm a graduate of Columbia University. I'm a proud graduate of it. It's an Ivy League. That's where I got my graduate degree in journalism. And I can tell you that 1 out of every 2 students in that program is an international student. They come here, they can barely speak the language, they know nothing about American politics, but they all want to be political reporters, and they waste time, energy, and resources having to have basic things explained to them. I have experienced this myself. And they're here because they have wealthy parents that can cut a check to these schools, and the schools literally do not care. I don't know that we particularly need to be inviting more of this into this country. And then with the H-1B visa thing, people want to see that system reformed. They do not want to see it expanded, and they do not want to see more people come into this country on H-1B visas, which, of course, what the people want is antithetical to what the business owners and the technocrats want. But this is going to be a conversation that is going to happen between the base and between people that have Trump's ear that are really in this world. And I got to tell you, to be completely honest, what Trump is saying here and what the base wants are really 2 different things.